Good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to Trivia Time. Myself, Brandon Hauk, Imogen Cookie Bailey, and we've got some bunch of useless trivia for you today. That's right. That's what we do. Useless
Absolutely
trivia.
useless. The uselesser, the betterer.
Oh yeah, it is. It's amazing. Amazing trivia.
Yes. Life altering.
Oh yes, life
Yeah.
altering. That is for sure. That is for sure. How's the weather over there, Victoria, BC?
It's delightful. Weirdly warm,
Delightful.
actually. It's when I ventured out of my cave this morning, it was shockingly hot. It was
Ooh,
uncomfortable. And then we had about 5 minutes of being cloudy as all hell, and it was freezy cold.
ooh,
And then it's back to being nice and warm. So basically it's
nice and
like
warm.
being in a schizophrenic kitchen sink sponge. It's
Oh
pleasant and
yeah.
then unpleasant and then
That
just
just
damp.
sounds pleasant to me. Yeah, just like a sink sponge. It just turns hot here and it just stays hot here. It doesn't get
Well,
cold.
yeah, but you're in dinosaur country, man.
Yes, dinosaur
Dinosaurs live
country.
there.
Oh yes,
So
they sure
yeah.
did. They sure did.
Yeah, they
Dinosaur Provincial
did.
Park.
That you see that is the coolest thing ever. Like you literally have dinosaurs like just sleeping in your backyard. We've
Oh
got
yeah,
like we've got a couple of dinosaur footprints here at the museum. Um, and that's super cool because of course they just like stomped around the island a little bit, but this place was a
yeah.
big rocky, swampy mess in their days, so
Oh
but
yeah,
there weren't too many. But they were
for sure.
here.
Yeah, home of the rattlesnakes here.
Really?
Oh yeah, we got rattlesnakes.
That is
Those are
so
a dime.
cool.
Oh yeah,
That is incredibly cool. We don't we have little snakes. We have like little
garter
garter
snakes.
snakes and
Yeah, we got them too.
yeah.
Yeah, garter snakes and rattlesnakes.
But to be fair, what we have here that you don't is giant mammoth seagulls. Our seagulls would absolutely destroy all of yours. They're
Have you
big.
seen our seagulls steal
I
their French
have.
fries?
I've seen your seagulls. They're fairly small compared to the ones here, and I was actually shocked that you have seagulls because you are nowhere near an ocean or a sea or anything like that.
We
So
got
I'm not quite
lakes,
sure
but
what it's. Yeah, that was confusing. Like getting off the plane and seeing seagulls buzzing around, and I thought that maybe the pilot just took a wrong turn, took a wrong turn at Albuquerque.
oh yeah,
But
we got
no,
pelicans here too. Yeah, pelicans come here too. Yeah,
seriously?
yeah.
Wow. Like, okay, where?
Oh,
What they
they
do?
go on Lake Newell here.
Okay,
Yeah, big
I
old
approve,
pelicans.
and I'm confused.
Oh yeah, it's weird, isn't
Son
it?
of an onion. How's the weather where you are? Other than
Oh
just hot.
well, yeah, we're about 26 today. Yeah, we've got a severe thunderstorm watch right now, so we're gonna get some action in the few hours. So yeah, storms are gonna be here in a couple hours. So ready to
Oh,
rock and roll.
you get all the best weather.
I know.
Send some my way. Send a tornado or two. Like
Okay,
just
we'll work on that.
you
We'll work on
better.
that.
Promises, promises.
Oh yes.
All right. You got a trivia question for me?
Oh yeah, I got a tough one for you. Here we go.
Okay.
So today's 7,500 square foot townhouse in Philadelphia is built in 1863. It's featured in the Philadelphia Register of Historic Places. So there's plenty of to brag about at dinner parties. It includes four beds, six baths, windows and doors, and you look, you even have the taffy pulled. Marvelous, marvelous millwork. How much for the City Palace? How much do you think it is?
In Philadelphia.
Yes.
Oh, see if it was in Detroit, I'd say like $80.
80
But
bucks.
so well, Detroit is there's a lot of real estate in Detroit that you can buy for next to nothing because there's nobody there. Like it's empty. It's
Oh yeah.
kind of a wasteland, and there is some incredibly cool architecture and very cool structures left over. Like if
Yeah.
you look up some of the old theaters and stuff that are there, playhouses, theaters, rec centers, it is unbelievable. There's some beautiful stuff,
Mm-hmm.
but you have to live in a wasteland, to occupy it. Hours and hours drive just to get to work for anything unless you're working from home, but there's no internet there because there's nothing there.
All right. Yes.
Philadelphia, on the other hand, is where the robot died. The robot that was very famously hitchhiking across or hitchhiking around America or whatever made it to
Yep.
Philly and died because he got vandalized and thrown in a fountain.
Ooh, yeah.
So, and I've heard terrible things about Philadelphia. Absolutely awful. So I imagine that real estate is not really at a premium. So I'm gonna say $2,500 for a palace.
$2,500 for a
I don't know
palace.
real estate, man. I live in the third most unlivable city in Canada because of rent and wages and
Yes.
just the nightmare of this horrible city. It, yes, it's pretty. We have gardens, but
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. I live in a weird little bubble of a world where real estate is unobtainable.
Yeah.
Uh, I
Well, all right. Here's the actual answer. It is $8.4 million.
okay, so I was closest without going over.
Yeah, there we go. Closest out.
As the only one guessing, I will still accept that as a win.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. Okay, so all right, well, yeah, real estate is on a good day, it's not my jam.
Yeah.
Like I'm
I could
lost. So
tell.
yeah. See, this is why I'm always yelling at you about needing it to have multiple choice. Like,
Okay. Next one will be multiple choice. So yes.
yeah. Okay.
Easily.
All right. So, what is the most common type of galaxy in the universe? And unlike you, you jerk, I'm going to give you multiple choice. When I like your questions, you're the ginger gem. When I when you don't give me multiple choice, you're the ginger jerk.
I like that.
You're gonna start using that on the air with your radio job, aren't you?
Oh yeah.
You're going to
I
be
should.
introducing yourself every time you bring up like your tough trivia questions where it's actually legitimately horribly no one will ever get it. That's where you're going to have to preface it by saying, "Hi, I'm Brandon. I'm Brandon Hout, the ginger jerk, with tough trivia for the day."
Yes.
All right, so your options are: is it A, a spiral galaxy, B, Seifert galaxy, C, elliptical, or D, lenticular?
I'm gonna go lenticular because I like those kind of clouds, lenticular clouds. And I think lenticular needs to be a galaxy too. Yes,
You know what? A lenticular cloud promises something interesting, to say the least.
it does. It
So,
does.
yeah. All right. So, again, for viewers at home, what is the most common type of galaxy in the universe? Spiral, Seifert, elliptical, or lenticular? Brando is saying lenticular because, as the weather boy, he is biased. Oh, and there's some dogs yelling. That's great. Hi, dogs. Ooh. Sitting about 9 feet that way is Gary. He's a giant infant Cane Corso, and he can outshout a moose. If him and a moose are yelling, he's got the biggest reach with the biggest voice. Oh, Gare Bear. I love the boy, but boy, what a wrecking ball of a dog. All right. All right, you're going with lenticular. Your
Yeah.
your reasons are valid. You're incorrect.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah, lenticular is a good one, but they do not
Okay.
outnumber the rest. The correct answer is C. Elliptical galaxies outnumber all of the rest.
Ooh.
The universe is full of ellipses, floating around doing elliptical things.
Elliptical
All
things.
right.
Go. Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, summer drink. I'll stick with my black, bitter, angry, hateful coffee.
Oh,
And
that
for the
sounds.
record, I do put hot pepper in my coffee to make it a little extra angry.
Oh, that's good. I'm just slurping a Slurpee. That's what I'm doing.
Well, yeah, but you're in Alberta where it's actually hot.
All
All right,
right. Speaking of
what do you got?
Earth, Coca-Cola is about 90% what? Is it A, water, B, sugar, C, sauerkraut, or D, syrup?
See, before you hit up the multiple choice, I was going to say water, but when you put sauerkraut on the table, German Coca-Cola is 80% sauerkraut. I'm going to say that North American cola is 80% water, or 90% or 100% water. but the biggest ingredient I'm going to say is water.
That is correct. It's water. Yes.
So glad you didn't say sugar. Sauerkraut in Germany, yes. Germans are famous for sauerkraut, and it's awesome.
Oh yeah.
All right. All right. Who directed the 1973 horror film The Exorcist? Was it William Friedkin, Cameron, James Cameron, Marcus Duval, or Claude Chabrol?
We'll go with James Cameron.
James
Sounds like
Cameron.
a scary dude.
James Cameron is terrifying for other reasons. His films are not my jam, but I can appreciate, why he's so loved as a director. That's incorrect. So I'm going to
Oh,
suggest you guess again.
first guy.
The first guy. Okay, so those options again are William Friedkin, James Cameron, Marcus Duval, and Claude Chabrol. And we've already ruled out James Cameron. Viewers at home, if you have anything to say, Brandon could use some support. So, 1973 director of The Exorcist. Correct answer is yes. Your second choice was correct. The first guy, William
Yes.
Friedkin. Truly
That's
horrifying. James Cameron is terrifying for another reason. He's terrifying because he is determined and so unstoppable. That dude went to the bottom of the ocean by himself in a single occupancy submersible where he had to literally train to not be torn apart by centrifugal force as he spiraled and corkscrewed to the bottom of the ocean in a one-man mission.
oh
That's
wow.
terrifying. Who does that? James Cameron does that.
He
He's
does.
also fascinated by space travel, and I'm pretty sure he's been to other planets. And I'm not talking about just using narcotics and mushrooms and doing hippie stuff. I mean, I'm sure James Cameron literally gets into a spaceship, goes to space just for the weekend, and comes back.
Ooh, yeah.
He's amazing and scary, but what a cool grandpa he'd be. All right.
Yeah. Going to the movies once again. So this is the first studio movie that has the F word in it. Okay? So here we go. We'll go through the options. Is it
Okay.
A, American Pie, B, MASH, C, Horror of the Gates, or D, or D, or D, Indiana Jones?
Oh, okay. So first option was that American Beauty or American Pie?
American Pie.
American Pie. That is way too new to be the first movie with the F word in it. Way too new. Um, I'm gonna say MASH. I feel like MASH would be a really good candidate for. I'm not familiar with the other two, not very well, but or if they're even real. To be fair, you could have just made up movie names and I wouldn't know. So
I kind of did. Hey.
I kind of figured at least one of them was made up.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm gonna say MASH. That's my jam. Viewers at home, am I right, Brandon?
Yeah, you're correct. It's MASH. And I totally made up this third movie.
The third one sounded made up only because you have certain tells. I'm not going to say what they are because I don't want to ruin it for anyone else playing along at home, but you have certain tells and I'm figuring them out. But yeah, if if there's a movie that's going to have contextual relevance for appropriate use of no words, it's yeah, I'd say MASH is a pretty good candidate.
Oh
Okay. So, we're going back to space for this one.
yeah.
Which planet has the largest ocean? Is it Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, or Pluto?
Ooh, let's go Saturn.
You're going Saturn. What makes you say Saturn?
It has rings.
That makes it interesting. Okay, the rings definitely make Saturn interesting. And the thing that I find so absolutely thoroughly fascinating about the rings of Saturn, I really would love to just surf those rings. Like just,
Oh yeah.
man, that'd be cool. Okay, so I'm not going to go down the rabbit hole of you know, adolescent misspent youth surfing on big piles of gravel out in the gravel pits because that was a lot of fun. But So that being said, I'm fascinated by Saturn's rings, but the rings of Saturn, because it's a whole planet and it's so huge and so far away and so out, nothing we can actually relate to it in terms of an ecosystem or terrain or geography. They're only like the width of them, the thickness, the height, whatever. They're only like 2 kilometers from top to bottom. You could literally,
Hmm.
if you're standing on one side of the rings, you're on the top, and you want to burrow and dig down through them and just sort of navigate through all those little asteroids, you'll get to the bottom in the time it takes to just slip through 2K of loose gravel. That's cool.
It is cool.
It is. It's also sad that they're disappearing, but
Yeah.
whatever. If Saturn slowed down with its orbit, it would probably keep more of its rings.
Oh yeah.
Whatever. Anyhow, Saturn's incorrect. Guess again.
Venus.
Venus! Oh, Venus isn't on the list. So
Oh,
all
I'll go
right.
Mars then. Fine.
You'll go which?
I'll go with Mars. I think that one was on the list.
Mars is on the list, so the options are Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, or Pluto. So the question, once again, is which planet has the largest ocean? Earth is not on the list. You have guessed Saturn. Saturn is incorrect. Mars is also incorrect. Your remaining options are Jupiter and Pluto.
Jupiter.
Correct. It is correct. It has the largest ocean in our solar system. It's definitely not as fish infested as ours, but since it is made of liquid metal hydrogen, it would have some extremely cool alien aquatics swimming around.
Oh yeah.
Liquid metal hydrogen ocean. Oh, that's awesome. That'd be
It
some
is.
cool badass aliens. I digress.
All right. Ready to go. Ready for
Okay.
some geography?
Nope. I suck at geography, but bring it on. What do you got
All
for
right.
me?
What is the only country whose name contains the consecutive letters T and Y? Okay.
What?
Yeah, the consecutive letters T and Y. So
The
we'll go
only
through the list.
country the consecutive letters T and Y. Okay, so multiple choice would just ruin that one.
It would. Actually, yeah, it would ruin that one.
Yeah, if it's the
Anyway,
only one, then you can only give one possible answer.
yeah.
Although, if you make up countries that sound real, then it would not ruin it. So, only country with consecutive letters T and Y. Gary, you're a dog. What do you think? I'm asking for a dog's help. Gary, the only country with consecutive letters T and Y. Um,
There's two names.
Thailand.
Thailand.
I don't know, man. I, I'm going Thailand and I'm tapping out on that one. I don't know enough countries. I don't know enough geography. Viewers at home, if you want to chime in.
I'll give you a hint. It's one of the smallest countries on planet Earth. Pretty much the smallest country.
Dainty. Uh,
It's where somebody important lives there.
oh, you mean like a king, a prime minister, a president, a chief, a grand poobah
A guy named, they call him the Pope.
that has the consecutive letters T and Y?
Yeah.
Okay, so the Pope lives in Italy. Those letters are not consecutive to each other in the name.
No,
Did,
doesn't live in Italy.
no, he lives in Vatican City. Ooh, city. City's a
Uh-huh.
name for us. Okay, that's a country?
Yeah, it's a country.
I didn't know
Vatican
Vatican City
City.
was classified as a country.
It is. There you go.
Interesting. Okay, so I wonder what the criteria is for having my house classified as a country. Can I establish treaties with my neighbors?
Good.
I don't want to, because that would mean talking to my neighbors. I don't dislike them. I just don't know them, and I mean, they seem nice. I just, you know, we politely, silently hold the door for each other in passing when we're coming and going, but that's about it. Hmm. Okay. All right. Now, depending on how well versed you are in gruesome fast food trivia, I got one for you. All right. In March 2005, Anna Ayala claimed to have found a severed finger in her takeout. Against which restaurant chain did she make this heinous claim? Was it Burger King, Wendy's, Denny's, or White Castle?
We'll go with Burger King.
Ew, that's a good guess. They're all good guesses because I gave you four good options. That's wrong. You're wrong, Brandon, wrong.
Oh no, not Wendy's.
It was Wendy's. She made the claim against Wendy's. Now, I'm not big on fast food, but I love Wendy's. So, on hearing
Yeah.
this, I naturally ran out to Wendy's and bought as much as I could. That might have been how I actually started eating Wendy's
Oh yeah.
because I'm a ghoul. So,
Yeah.
now to kind of explain that a little bit further, yes, she did make the claim against Wendy's. However, so March 22nd, 2005, recidivist fraudster Anna Ayala claimed to have found a severed finger in a bowl of chili purchased from a Wendy's. Now, this became the stuff of comedy legend. I mean, this is straight fodder to find a severed finger in a bowl of
Mhm.
chili.
Wow.
Chili, chili. So, the resulting claim cost the chain an estimated $30 million in lost revenue. On investigation, because of course they're going to investigate and go, okay, where the hell did this finger come from? Naturally, they found out that it was bogus. The claims were completely fraudulent. No employee or anyone who had any contact with any Wendy's product was missing a finger. They did a thorough investigation. That's a pretty serious claim. So, if anyone was missing a finger, surely it would have come to light. But alas, no, she was lying. So,
Wow.
so added bonus here. Now, this is where it gets weirder. Because naturally, you're saying, where did the severed finger come from? Was she a grave robber? Did she break into a morgue? Like, what's going on? So, on investigation, they found that the condition of the finger produced was, now this is the first thing that said we really gotta, they're looking at every angle. The condition of the finger was not consistent with the cooking process of the chili. The chili's cooked at a certain temperature for X amount of time. A human finger in that state would have been very different. It would have been way more cooked. This was just a straight up severed finger. It was not really cooked. Now, where did it come from? Obviously, this is super shady. A friend of her husband lost it in an industrial accident.
Ooh.
Yeah, he sold the finger to her husband to settle a debt, or at least this is the cover story. So, shady fraudster, shady husband, someone owes someone money, a finger goes missing, debt is settled. So, how did it play out? She was eventually arrested and sentenced to 9 years in prison.
Wow.
Only nine. That seems
Only
light.
9. Yeah.
After 4 years, she was released for good behavior. On news of her arrest, Wendy's in that area celebrated by offering free Frosties.
Ooh, free
They celebrated.
Frosties.
Does not make up for 30 million in lost revenue because of the she made the claim for a very specific store. It was in the Bay Area in California. Well, unfortunately, what happened was it cost the business, it hurt the business so bad that a lot of the staff ended up losing their jobs. They had to cut hours. People they couldn't keep employment. So not only did it cost the chain 30 million in lost revenue, because news of this goes across the country, it affects the entire marketing, right? It affects everything. But in that area specifically, like more than half the staff lost their jobs. So not only
Wow.
was she hurting the chain, she directly hurt a bunch of people living in her neighborhood. She did not succeed in her claim.
Wow. That's wild.
Yeah. Okay, you go. But
All
for the
right, here we go.
record, Wendy's is awesome and their chili
It
is
is.
good, even if it does not have human meat in it.
It is amazing. Yes.
Yeah,
I've been a Wendy's fan since I was 3 or 4. Yeah, about that.
right?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, Wendy's is my go-to. Like I said, not big on fast food, but when I do, it's Wendy's.
Oh, yes. Always. Always. Okay, here we go.
Okay.
So, this is a good one. This is a good question. Here we go. So, 40% of people get stressed over what? What do they get stressed over? So, here we go. We'll go through this. Is it A? Is it A? People listening to their music. B. Loud chewing. C. C. I got it. Oh, C. Is it C? Oh, I lost my train of thought here. Okay, I'll just pick those two. Okay, A or B. There we go.
Okay. Okay, so 40% of people get stressed over loud chewing or
People listening to their music. Yes.
Okay, so like you're on the bus and a guy's got his music playing, you can't get away
Yeah.
from it. Your roommate's got it cranked, your neighbors have
Or
it cranked.
another thing is if you're like at an event and you have your iPod or your iPhone hooked up to the speakers and the whole crowd has to listen to what you listen to. It can go that way too.
I think that both of those things can cause some stress. Like,
And then some song of yours that comes over the speakers, you know, little Dua Lipa, or something like that.
a little Oompa Loompa. Did,
Something like
did you
that.
see? Okay, you know what? You seem to have some insight on the music thing, so I'm gonna go with the music. I'm gonna say that is the thing that people stress over. 40% of people are stressed over the music thing.
The actual answer was loud chewing, but
Okay, fantastic. I mean, yeah, some people are really sensitive to that sort of thing.
oh yeah,
Yeah,
I know a few.
and you like to annoy them, don't you?
Yes,
Just make a
I
point of
do.
just extra loud.
Oh yes,
Okay.
especially eat some of the crunchiest things like a big old crunchy chip and whom, whum.
Is crunching more stressful than slurping?
Oh,
See, I can't hear
like
that.
that. You probably yeah, wasn't loud enough.
Okay.
This oh, anyways, not working. It's really hard to slurp over a microphone.
Okay, fair.
I can
Okay.
hear it, but yeah.
All right. I'm taking us back to the movies in a weird sort of way here, indirectly. So,
Okay.
which weirdo movie director opened a Parisian nightclub? Was it Stanley Kubrick, John Waters, David Cronenberg, or David Lynch? They're all weirdos. All nut
Mm.
jobs. All would be
Let's
hard
go
to be
David
around
Lynch.
after 3 drinks.
David Lynch.
David Lynch, you are correct. It was inspired
Wow.
by the nightclub in his film Mulholland Drive. Lynch opened an actual nightclub of the same ilk. Same design, same set, same weirdness, same crazy David Lynchness.
Ooh.
David Lynch would be a terrifying grandfather. Man, oh man, can
Oh,
you
yeah.
imagine bedtime stories from David Lynch? That'd be so mental. It would just be unhinged. I mean, he's a colorful guy. I would love to just watch him in his natural environment for a day. Like
Yeah.
kind of like a zoo animal, like just watch actually all of those guys. Just watching those guys like go about their daily business for a day. John Waters lives above a comic book store and he actually gets his fan mail there. So if you ever want to look up John Waters to send him fan mail, he does get all of his fan mail. The address he uses is to the comic book store downstairs. Um, yeah. So fun fact, I have sent stuff to John Waters. He doesn't write
Yeah.
back to anyone, but
Oh.
he does put it out there that he gets it and he looks at all of it. Now, what I sent him was not fan mail. I actually sent him Dilbert comics. Just
Okay. Wow.
I cut out comic strips of Dilbert, glued them
Yep.
onto flat magnets, so I made fridge magnets of Dilbert comic strips and mailed it to him.
Oh, that is awesome.
There was no reason for it. But it wasn't that it was complete Dilbert comic strips, it's that it was single panels from Dilbert comic strips. I mailed him single panels that had no context. So it'd just
Yeah.
be something that, as a standalone panel, it was kind of insane and had no setup, no punchline, no context.
Amazing.
And then and I've done that a few times. And then one day I actually just took a whole envelope full of single panels. I just took Dilbert comic strips, cut it into single panels, and then a few sheets from like daily calendars of Dilbert comics, jammed it all into an envelope and sent it to him like confetti. I think I put my cat's business card in there as well. And so we got a business card from Robo Fishpaw and Dilbert Comics. I love John Waters.
I could tell.
enough to send him Dilberts. Okay, okay, you go.
Okay. Here we go. Four headlines and a lie. Here we go. Four
Okay,
headlines and a lie. Number
Okay.
one, Ed Sheeran says he identifies culturally as Irish. That's headline number one. Headline number two, Malort is hiring influencers who pledge to only drink their liquor for 1 full year. That's headline number two. Headline number three, life-size Lullaby doll sells for $170,000 at Beijing auction amid global frenzy. That's headline number three. Headline number four, Coca-Cola launches record label with Universal Music Group. So, which one is the lie?
Okay. So, okay, what was the name associated with the auction one? Can you read that one again?
Oh, life-size Lullaby dolls.
Lull okay, Lullaboo. I don't know what a Lullaboo is.
I didn't know what they were either until this week.
I'm so lost on pop culture in any capacity. Um, so let's go. You know what? Coca-Cola doing a record label, there's an interesting thing happening with the cola battle at the moment in that Pepsi has
Yep.
been dethroned from the top three.
Yep.
So I'm not quite sure what's going on with Pepsi. Coke has been doing some adventurous things, so they may be doing that. I
Yeah.
don't know if they are or not, but that sounds like something that they would do. It sounds like the adventurous sort of thing. And it's not out of character for beverage companies to pair up with music industry anything to get him to be involved in music.
Hmm.
So I'm going to say that's probably true. Incidentally, because of my process of deduction, I'm probably wrong, but I'm going to say it's the Lullaboo thing because I don't know what that is, and it sounds like something I wouldn't have any connection to. So I'll say that's made up.
The actual answer is number two. Malort hiring influencers who pledge to only drink their liquor for 1 full year. That's the lie.
Malort.
Malort. That's what it says here.
Okay, I'm not sure what a Malort is,
I don't know what a Malort is either.
but there are a lot of cool marketing schemes or adventurous and creative marketing schemes, so that could be a real one.
Could be. Could be.
Yeah, in this case, it's not. So sorry, Malort. Good luck next. Better luck next time with
Yes.
next time you do something real. All right. Which goddess of an actress turned down a role in Battlestar Galactica due to it being boring? Was
Ooh,
it Lucy Lawless, Michelle Yeoh, Michelle Rodriguez, or Linda Hamilton?
okay. We'll go Linda Hamilton.
Linda Hamilton. You see, that's a good guess. They're all good guesses because they've all played very, very strong kind of characters and they're quite well known for that. Um, and dear Lord, they're all amazing. Incorrect. Would you like to guess again?
All right, we'll go with the second one.
Michelle Yeoh,
Michelle
Asian
Yeoh.
action star, absolutely stunning, beautiful, but that is not the correct answer. Want to
Ooh,
guess again? Lucy Lawless or Michelle Rodriguez?
Michelle Rodriguez.
By the process of deduction and getting the third one wrong, you left the only correct answer. So
Ah,
yes, it was Lucy Lawless. She was offered the role of Ellen Ty in Battlestar Galactica, but turned it down because, and this is a quote from her, "I don't play anyone's wife. That's boring." She doesn't play married characters.
oh,
God, I love Lucy Lawless. She is, oh, oh, she's amazing. I still have my magazine fold-out poster of Lucy Lawless from when she was doing Xena. So it's a Xena poster where
yeah.
she's holding her little fancy pants giant throwing ring. All right, here
Okay,
we go.
here we go. So there's a Kentucky man who was banned from a bar. What was he banned from, and what he pretty much put an animal into the bar? What animal was it? Okay. So is it a bear, B, a raccoon, C, a deer, or D, a rabbit?
Raccoon.
Yeah, it's a raccoon. Yes.
He was asked to leave, so he left. He came back and he released a raccoon just It was like taking a bunch of bees in a jar, shaking it up, and then throwing it in like a grenade. He took an angry raccoon, whipped it into the bar, and got himself banned.
Yes, there you go.
Yeah, I remember reading that one just like last night. That is a great way to ensure that you are not welcome back.
It is.
You get
There you
kicked out of
go.
the party, so you go back for revenge with a raccoon. I
How do you
mean,
catch the raccoons?
points for style. I'll give
Oh
him
yeah.
that. He's got some points for style on that one. So I was impressed. I was quite impressed that he went out and but because of the time frame it happened, like it was that night. Were the
Hmm.
raccoons in his
Yeah.
area? See, if the raccoons in his area were that friendly, it wouldn't have been such an issue because then they would have just shoot it out.
Yep.
So did he already have an angry raccoon just sitting in his car?
Probably.
Or was it a chance encounter where he went out to his car and he saw that a raccoon got inside, so he trapped it real quick, with this raccoon trapping device, and then whipped it into the bar? Like,
Yeah.
how that is the question that no one put any answers to, that no one shed any light on, was where did the raccoon come from? Why did he already have an angry raccoon just like in his yard in a cage?
Yeah.
Not a good place for a raccoon.
No. No.
Okay, so we're sticking with actresses here. So, hi,
Okay.
Gary. Oh, giant dog just came scampering up, head butted me in the leg, and sat down. He's a very good boy,
That's
and
good.
he's very anxious about something. He's sitting next to me, kind of whining a bit. Yeah. Did you hear that? He's
Oh
little.
yeah.
No. Okay. He's not being very talkative right now. Okay, back to the question. Which forgettable actress is in a new metal band? Is it forgettable actress? Lena Dunham, Kristen Stewart, Jada Pinkett Smith, or Kylie Jenner?
We'll go Christian Stewart.
Kristen Stewart is incorrect. Try again.
Kylie Jenner.
Also incorrect. These are very forgettable people. Like they're not interesting.
Yeah.
They're yeah. All right, you want to take one more guess? The remaining options are Lena Dunham and Jada Pinkett Smith.
Lena Dunham. Dunham. Yes.
Lena Dumpster?
Yeah.
Okay, that is a good guess. They're all good guesses because they're all very forgettable and somewhat dislikable. Um, so the correct answer is Jada Pinkett Smith.
Woo.
Yeah, forgettable and unlikable. Jada Pinkett Smith is in a very lame new metal band called Wicked Wisdom. They have in fact
Wow.
released, yeah, check this out. They actually released two albums. They played Ozfest. Now, to play Ozfest, really you pay, I think, like to be on a small stage, it's like a $75,000 fee to be
Yep.
on. Like the bands playing Ozfest, they're not like hand selected or anything like that. They pay a fee. They apply, they pay a fee, they get picked. So she's got Will Smith money, Fresh Prince money behind her. Even with Will Smith putting his weight behind it, her music went nowhere. She came on it. That was the question I was doing. But to get other names for the go nowhere answers, yeah, I googled unlikable actresses, and her name came up on every list I looked at. Her name came up along with Lena Dunham, and yeah, the other two were also on every list with like five others that were, and I've never heard of most of them. But yeah, what great careers.
Oh, that's awesome. All right. Ready for some Apple trivia.
Ooh,
Apple. So here we go. It's gonna be yes. According to designer of Apple's original logo,
yep.
why does it have a bite in it? So here's the options below. I got four options for you. Why does it have
Okay.
a bite in it? Is it A, for scale, so that people wouldn't mistake it for a cherry? B,
Okay.
a Garden of Eden reference when Adam and Eve ate the forbidden fruit? All right.
Okay.
Or is it C, a play in words with the computer term bite in it? Or not, or D, a home age to Snow White, the designer's favorite movie.
A homage, an homage.
Oh, that's the word. Yes.
That really truly made me happy. Um, so that would be C. It's a reference to bite because in the original logo, in the original 1970 whatever design. It had Isaac Newton sitting under the tree with the apple falling on him, representing
Mhm.
the idea, and then it was later abbreviated. Have you met Gary? Hi, Gary.
Gary.
That bark in
Hi,
the
Gary.
background, that bork in the background is Gary, the 100-pound puppy. Oh, he's a big boy. Okay. Yeah, the original logo was Isaac Newton sitting under the tree with the little apple falling on his head. And then they put the bite in it as the reference to the bites.
Huh. Actually, the answer is A.
What was A?
So, in an interview with Creative Bites, designer Rob Genoff said, "I designed it with a bite for scale so people get that it was an apple, not a cherry." There you go.
Interesting, because the original
Yeah.
design shows it falling out of the tree, but it does not. I don't think it has the bite out of it.
Yeah.
Oh dear Lord, now all the dogs are screaming.
Oh no.
Gary, Gary, come here. Yep, dogs are awesome. Okay, okay. All right, so what is the universal blood donor type?
Huh.
A, B, A, B, O, positive, negative on all those.
Let's go B.
You going with B? Are you going B positive or B negative?
B negative.
Incorrect. There's a lot of
B
options
positive.
on B positive. It is not B.
Oh, A then.
You're going A?
Mm-hmm.
A is incorrect. Remaining options are A, B, or O. Positive, negative options on
Oh.
both. You're going O. A big fat
Oh.
O. O, O, O. Well,
Oh.
O is definitely a lot closer to correct. Now are you going positive or negative?
Let's go positive.
Boy, you're good at being wrong. You're so close. It's O negative.
Okay.
If you
Yes.
if you happen to be harvesting blood, for donor purposes, O negative is what you want. That's one you can give to anyone. So if you need
Mhm.
blood, siphon it out of an O negative person. And you can tell a person's blood type by their eye color in a fact I just made up.
Oh, well.
Yeah. All
Uh,
right.
all right. You ready for this one? This is a story from the week. I will not mess this one up. Here we
Okay.
go. So, Florida man pretended to be a flight attendant to get what? What did he try to get when he pretended to be a flight attendant? And he got in trouble for this. Oh, he sure did.
Yeah, no
So,
kidding. That's a pretty hefty violation of all sorts of good stuff.
he
Um,
wanted to A, pretend to be a pilot, B, to get free flights, C, C, to get free drinks, or D, just to be a security guard. Why did he want to pretend to be a flight attendant?
pretending to be a flight attendant to pretend to be a pilot wouldn't work.
No.
That one I'm just going to use that as the throwaway one. The other ones are all stupid in the correct way of probability where
Yeah.
they're all viable. To pretend to be a
Yeah.
flight attendant, to get free drinks, to get free flights. To get a free flight would be very ambitious. Um, Free drinks? Gary, come on, buddy. Oh, Gary. Come here, Gary. Oh, you giant dog. I do not envy the neighbors. So, free flights are very ambitious. That would be found out very quickly, and he'd be ejected quickly. Free drinks, however, he could do at the airport. And what was the other option?
The other option was to get past security.
To get past security. You know what? I'm going to say he probably tried to do it to get past security.
Oh,
Wrong?
that's incorrect.
Okay. Free drinks? Oh, he
Incorrect.
did it for the flight, didn't he?
Free flights, and he got free flights out of it until he got caught.
How far did he get?
Oh, he got how many flights? Oh, I gotta look this up again. So, Florida man gets.
Harry,
I'm gonna find this. Okay, Florida man pretends to be a flight attendant. Oh yes.
Gary, come here.
So he booked. Get this. He booked 120 flights posing as a flight attendant.
Wow.
120 free flights.
That is
And then he
pretty
got caught.
wild. Good for him. Like, did he actually take the flights or were they just booked?
So, posed as a flight attendant for 4 different airlines. Booked 120 free flights over 6 years. So he's been doing this
Wow.
for a while.
He
So,
really got fined. How did he get caught?
according to the press release, Southern District of Florida, 35-year-old guy pretended to be a flight attendant for multiple airlines between 2018 and 2024, assessing
Yeah.
the carrier's website attended for flight crews to book free flights using their employee benefits. So he was convicted June 5th to wire fraud and entering into the secure area of an airport by false press. Oh, yes, he got caught.
Yeah.
Apprentices. Some of the airlines named in court documents are Southwest Airlines, American Airlines, Delta Airlines. So he flew 34 flights on one airline pretending to be a flight attendant or staff member by using the 30 different badge numbers and dates of hire to book his no cost flights. He also claimed to be a
Wow.
flight attendant with three other airlines, and he tried to book more. Scheduled to send. Oh, yes.
Wow, that is impressive. Holy
Yeah.
man. Okay, yeah, I am truly impressed by that because that is a very that's ambitious. That is so ambitious. Like good for him. Okay, very cool.
There you go.
Zang. That's kind of inspiring. As far as criminal activity goes, that's interesting. Good for
Yeah.
him. And I'm glad they caught him because being able to get through airline security is interesting and terrifying, but still not the
Mhm.
point. Cool. Okay. How many people have walked on the moon?
Not me.
Okay. I'll give you some options here. Is it 3, 12, 18, or 27?
I'm going to go 12.
That's correct. You already knew that, didn't you?
Yeah, I guess I did. Yeah.
We'll go with that. Awesome. Okay. What do you got?
All right. So Dakota Johnson here,
Yeah.
celebrity, sent gallons of what to a friend's ex's house? Okay. This is going to be good multiple choice here. Is it A, gallons of blood? B, gallons of gorilla poop? C, gallons of gas? Or D, gallons of fruit to an
Gallons
ex's
of
house?
what?
Fruit.
Gallons of fruit. I mean, fruit's not something you normally measure by gallons. Fruit juice, yes. Okay, so can you repeat those again?
So Dakota Johnson here sent gallons of what to a friend's ex's house? So I went with gallons of gas, gallons of gorilla poop, gallons of blood, gallons of fruit.
I'm gonna say gallons of gorilla poop. That's what I'm sticking with. There's artistry in that.
There is a little bit. There is. And that is correct. There you go.
Boy, am I appreciating the really cool person who locked the dog in the room with me. Boy, that was thoughtful and great while I'm live streaming. Thank you, people. Okay, so gallons of gorilla poop. Is that what he actually sent?
Yeah, that's
Where
it.
did he get it? There used to be a website where you could sign up to mail poop to people.
Yeah, that's
And they would
what
just
they
mail
did.
whatever they had, right? It was typically
Yeah.
large animal poop. But they got so overwhelmed with orders that they had to shut down because they couldn't keep up. The business was so successful, they crumbled under their own success.
Wow.
Gorilla poop.
Yep.
Impressed. Okay. All right, going in a slightly different direction here. In 1996, this cereal-themed Doom knockoff hit the consoles, and kids went absolutely bonkers for it. Which cereal has this legendary claim to fame? Get off the Google!
I'm not on the Google.
Okay, fair. You're probably on a weather app.
Yes, that's what I'm doing.
All right. The options are, is it A, Kix, B, Chex, C, Shreddies, or D, Grape Nuts?
Hmm. We'll go grape nuts.
That is a bad guess. Grape grape nuts were always pitched as being like the cereal for adults. They're
Yeah.
terrible.
Yeah.
It's like kibble. It's like terrible small dog food for but pitched to humans. I don't know whose concept grape nuts were, but they did a bad thing and apparently it's selling. So there's something I'm clearly missing. I do not enjoy eating gravel, and most people don't, but grape nuts are still apparently a big seller, enough to be on the shelves. But that's incorrect. Grape nuts is not a good fit for a Doom knockoff video game. Remaining options are Kicks, Checks, or Shreddies.
Shreddies.
Also wrong.
Oh,
Viewers at
checks.
home, pardon?
I go checks.
That's
Checkmate.
correct.
There we
Right?
go.
You checked off the right one on guess number 3. Viewers at home, I hope you're doing better. Chex was the hero of this G-rated first-person shooter. It was originally intended to be a promotional device. However, it is still, to this day, available on Steam. So if you want to play like a Chex game from like the 90s, you can do that. You can, yeah, from literally 1996, the game came out, and you can still play it on Steam because Steam is awesome. So there you have it.
Hmm.
Doom, as imagined by Chex Cereal.
Wow. Wow.
Are you looking up another question?
Yes, that's what I am doing. Thinking of what to question you with next. Should we go baseball? Maybe. Let's go
No, no
baseball.
sports, man. So if you're gonna ask me a baseball question, we can pretty much assume that I've got it wrong already.
Okay. Good, good, good. All right.
Baseball it is.
Babe Ruth announced his
What?
retirement in what year? Okay. So I'm going to give you four answers. It's
Okay.
choice. In
Okay.
1924, A, 1924,
All
B,
right.
1935, C, 1953, or D, 1972.
Ooh. Announced his retirement. I think 70. I want to say that 72 is a little late for Babe Ruth. But again, I don't know baseball, so whatever the third most recent option is.
Third most recent.
Yeah, not 1972, but whatever's. If we take that one out of the mix, then whatever's the most recent from there.
That's still incorrect.
Was it 1972?
No.
Oh. All right, so
Third
what
one's
are the
still
remaining
incorrect too.
options?
Two remaining options. Oh, I just left. Hold on. I exited
You
out
didn't
of
write
the.
them down, did you? You just.
No, I did not.
Okay, well, I don't remember, so what's the right
A or
answer?
B?
What?
Pick A or B. A or B. Just go A or B.
A.
That's incorrect too. So the answer was 1935. There we go.
See, 72 was way too recent for that one.
Yeah.
Oh, Babe Ruth. Oh, he was amazing. Okay.
You said you didn't know baseball, and you know what Babe
No,
Ruth.
but everyone knows the name Babe Ruth and why he's a legend.
Oh yeah.
Like, come on, man. I don't know his actual stats or scores or anything like that, but he's an old-timey one. And I've got a collection of I've got like this good handful of like repros of like some pretty OG baseball cards. And I think there's like a Babe Ruth rookie card in the mix and like just reproductions of rookie cards for some of the legends.
Yep.
Pretty sure there's a Babe Ruth one in the mix because that's just kind of a neat thing to have. Because I like old stuff. I have a book in the other room of
Yeah.
short stories, and it's all ghost stories. And in 2 years, that book will be 100 years old.
Wow.
Yeah, it's 98 years old as of right now. Like it's the actual publication date is at like in 2 year in yeah 2027 it'll be like 100 years old. I've got another one that I've got a few books in my collection that actually predate. They're from before the actual publication dates were used in them.
Yeah.
Like, and that's going old school. Like that's like 18 something and previous. So
Hmm.
I've got old stuff at home.
Oh yes.
All right. Ahem. Ahem. Back to the movies. Who was the first ever lead character in a feature film to be 100% CGI? Was
Ooh.
it Casper the Friendly Ghost, Toy Story, Cars, or Fred Astaire?
Let's go Toy Story.
Wrong.
Oh. All right. Casper the Friendly Ghost.
Correct. Casper the Friendly Ghost was the first lead character to be portrayed in 100% CGI. It beat Toy Story to the punch by 6 months. Cars was
Ooh.
just standard animation, and Fred Astaire was CGI in a vacuum commercial, which spawned a
Oh.
lawsuit by his family.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's.
Although actually I think it wasn't so much that it was Astaire that was CGI as the vacuum was. So I think the vacuum stole the show on that.
Oh yeah.
Still though,
Oh.
the family sued because they didn't want to see, Grandpa Fred dancing with a vacuum. I want to see him with Ginger
I see
Rogers.
that. I want to see that.
Look it up online. I'm sure the commercial's still out there on YouTube somewhere.
Probably. Probably is. Okay.
All right, we got time for one more question, and then we got to wrap it up. One more question each, I
One more.
guess.
Here we go. There are 10 elements of the periodic table with 5 or fewer letters in their names. Can you identify all 10? Go.
No. No, I can't. Short answer. No.
No. All right, I'll tell you them all. Okay.
Okay.
Can you name one? Do you think you can name one maybe? No.
No, I don't remember the table at
Okay.
all.
Okay. So I'll read all 10 here. Ready?
Yeah.
Tin, radon, lead, iron, gold, barium, neon,
Okay.
argon, xenon, zinc.
Ooh. Well,
All
that is a
10.
sexy list of elements.
I know.
Excellent. Nice and short. Short little letters.
Yes.
Awesome. Okay. Last question. In 1944, this soup company made the first ever self-heating cans of soup. Now, self-heating soup cans are a current thing still, but they really just did this as an awesome thing. So, was it Kraft, General Mills, Nestle, or Campbell's?
Campbell's.
Correct. That was one
Yes.
you knew because you read that recently, didn't you?
No, I did not. I just like Campbell's soup. I
You do kind of look like one of the Campbell's kids all grown up.
yeah.
Yeah, Campbell Soup worked with ICI to produce hot meals for soldiers on the front lines in World War II. They did not have the option of starting a fire or anything like that to heat their food. They didn't have, little thermal self-heating packets or anything like that. But what they had was this absolutely new tech made by Campbell's to provide them with hot food.
Oh,
How cool is that?
that is cool. Wow.
And I'm totally sure that it absolutely did not cause cancer. Maybe? Thanks, Campbell's. I mean, everything had asbestos in it, so we'll just say that the late life mesothelioma was nothing to do with the soup, with the radioactive soup. But it did spawn a whole world of new tech, which was super cool because it was the first time they did it, and it's still a thing. So, yay, Campbell's! How's your Slurpee?
Mm. Ah, that was good. Yeah. I finally got it to slurp.
Awesome. All right, want to wrap it up?
Sure. So
Okay.
that'll do it for this show. Thanks for watching. I'm Brandon Haug. She's Imogen, the alien, and we do this, I don't know, a couple times a week.
Every
A
once in a
couple
while when we feel
every
like it.
once in a while. So thanks for watching, and we'll chat with you again next time we do trivia. There we go.
See you later.